All right, and then I will get the PowerPoint up and we can start.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Hmm.
Keep letting people in. Nice to see you all. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. There we go.
Oh, give me 1 second.
It's another beautiful day in paradise. All right. There's Kirk. All right. So I see your presenter mode, Unique.
Mm, I'm trying to get it to full screen.
There you go. Hide presenter view.
Thank you.
See if that works. That's the first time I've ever seen that. So let's see if that works.
Kick me out.
Oh, no.
Okay, can you say,
And for some reason now my thing
how about
always.
now? Can you see my screen?
Yep. There we
Okay,
go.
great. Thank you all for your patience.
Thank you. Wonderful. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today is Thursday, February 12th, 2026. Hard to believe. Goodness. So today is our quarterly provider meeting. Thank you so much for joining us as we get into the beginning of 2026. We like to think of this meeting as our kindergarten readiness meeting. We are, moving through the year, getting kids ready to graduate from pre-K programs in the spring and moving into school this fall. So we like to kind of make sure we're on track to make sure everybody is ready for kindergarten. And so that's what this meeting will be sort of our focus. And we'll still continue to let people in. We have some new presenters, really excited to hear about Storytime Chess. And Heather is here from DEL with her transition to K information, as well as the Time to Sign uh, company is also here to talk about their program and the things that they offer. And we have some ELC updates. So we'll get started because, like I said, we do have a packed agenda. Palm Beach State also always with us. So we will get started and we'll go to the next slide. And then for those presenting, just let Unique know when you're ready to go. So, Kirk, I think that's you. Good morning. I see you're matching in the background. So, we would love to hear about Storytime Chess. I was checking out your slides. It looks really interesting. You do have to unmute yourself.
Got it. Hi, how are
Awesome. Good
you?
morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on the call. I'm super excited to get to talk to all of you today about Storytime Chess. It is our turnkey chess program that will help your students transition from pre-K to kindergarten. Next slide, please. When we talk about kindergarten readiness, most people jump straight to academics, right? Letters, numbers, worksheets. But I want everyone to think on this call how often you actually are asking your kids to sit still or consoling them because they maybe didn't win at recess or someone's having a hard time focusing during story time. When we ask kindergarten teachers what actually causes kids to struggle, it's not academic. It's that their children can't sit for instruction, can't wait their turn, get overwhelmed when something is hard, or melt down when they feel lost or frustrated. These behavioral gaps stop learning before academics even have the chance to start. And the challenge for all of us is finding tools to actually build those skills, not just manage behavior in the moment. Next slide, please. The research is very clear on this. the strongest predictor of school success isn't early reading or math, it's executive function. In a kindergarten classroom, that shows up as social development, emotional regulation, working memory, body regulation, and many other things. When these kids have these skills, academics accelerate. When they don't, even the best curriculum struggles to land. Next slide. So, how Storytime Chess builds executive function. When chess can make your with chess, we can make your students more prepared for kindergarten, not only with intellectual and academic side, but also the emotional and reasoning side. Games that involve turn taking and resource management improve executive function like working memory and inhibitory control. The program reimagines the classic game of chess by embedding gameplay and engaging stories that support the development of your students. Next slide. So this is where Storytime Chess comes in. With 3 steps, you'll learn how it all works. Storytelling, chess exercise or movement, and then the gameplay. Next slide, please. So first up, storytelling. Every lesson begins with an immersive narrative. We introduce students to the characters of Chesslandia using silly narratives and character-driven plots to anchor them in the curriculum. Um, Take this one at the bottom here. This is how King Chomper ate every single day. His belly was always full, and so were his pockets, stuffed with healthy snacks, so the silly king would never go hungry. If King Chomper has such a full belly and pockets full of food, do you think he might move very fast or slow? That's right, slow. He only likes to take one slow step at a time, which, if you know anything about chess, that's exactly how the kings move on the board, one block at a time. But this just isn't about entertainment. It is a rigorous workout for working memory. To follow the thread, a 3-year-old must hold existing plot points in their mind while simultaneously integrating new information. This mental juggling is the earliest form of scaffolding. As they connect the character's personality to their specific moves on the board, they aren't just memorizing rules, they are also practicing the cognitive ability to link complex concepts together in real time. Next slide. Next up is chessercise, or movement. In every lesson, students are encouraged to get their bodies involved. One of the most overlooked parts of executive function is body regulation. Many children don't struggle because they don't want to listen. They struggle because their bodies aren't ready to listen. So after our story, we get our students up on their feet and move a little with what we call chessercises. It's where we pretend to be the pieces that we just learned about and move around the classroom. So first we warm up our bodies, then we dress up our bodies and we use our imaginations to dress up like the characters we just learned about, putting on kingly robes and crowns just like King Chomper would. And then we like to move like the pieces. So one slow step at a time, the same way King Chomper would. But this isn't random movement. It's structured, purposeful, and designed to help children regulate their bodies before we ask them to think, focus, and problem solve. And it ties back to that working memory. Honestly, how many 3-year-olds do you know who can sit for an entire lesson, let alone adults? Well, instead of fighting that energy, we use movement to support that self-control. This builds executive function and helping children practice control, attention, and readiness, skills they will all need day 1 in kindergarten. Next slide, please. And then finally, gameplay. It's when we get the board out, start moving chess pieces across, and getting to play opposite our friends. And while they're having fun, they're working on the social and emotional development. Children experience real emotions like winning, losing, frustration, excitement, and they're practicing managing those emotions with their peers in a safe space. And at the end of every game, we end it with a good game handshake. Next slide, please. For every classroom, there will also be short micro training videos that are there, as well as poster guides and scripted stories for the teachers to read aloud. It's 5 minutes in prep. That's all you really need. The bottom line is if you can tell a story, you can teach chess. So, Gina, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Can you go to the next slide, please? If you could just read this aloud, that would be great. Everything on there, the interactive moment as well.
Okay. So King Shaky was afraid of bees. He was afraid of trees. He was afraid of his own knees. And he was even afraid of when he had to sneeze. Interactive moment. What are some of the other silly things King Shaky might be afraid of?
Cheese, because it rhymes.
Gee, oh, okay. The grass looked sharp and prickly that King Shaky thought it would hurt his feet. He realized again that he needed to have courage, so he took one very small tiptoe step out into the grass because he wanted his jewels so badly.
Thank you, Gina. And if I had asked you before you got on this call today if you thought you would have taught chess, what would your answer have been?
No,
Well, guess what? You just did.
I did.
That's it. You just taught the most important aha moment in the King Shaky story because he was afraid he could only move one step at a time, which is exactly how the Black
Mm.
King moves on the board. As you can see, Storytime Chess guides students and sometimes teachers to self-discover chess principles through silly stories. This encourages focus, working memory, and perspective thinking. Next slide, please. Each lesson is supported, like I said, with those micro training videos that shows teachers exactly what to do step by step. We also have additional classroom material like these giant poster guides here, as well as these chess journals. So there's no memorization necessary. This removes the uncertainty and builds the confidence very quickly, which is why teachers actually use the program. We understand that it is easier if the teachers are more confident, the more consistent the experience is for the children. And that is really what improves outcomes. Next slide, please. Here are just some trusted quotes from people that we really admire. And we can go to the next slide. And you will also included in your subscription would be our award-winning board game. So you would get access to this as well. Next slide, please. And we're also endorsed by Grandmasters. Chess is for everyone, but even the Grandmasters get on board with a little silly story sometimes. And the last slide, please. Storytime Chess is a great activity for schools looking to push their students in a new, fun, and engaging way. It's turnkey, so you can have everything you need to start teaching as soon as the next day. And on top of the academic impact, it also has those behavioral impacts, working memory, self-regulation, focus and attention, and so many others. And it is designed for any educator to teach it. No prior chess experience is needed. I'd love to continue to chat. Please feel free to send me an email that's here on this slide. That is also my direct phone number if you want to reach out. Or if you want to scan that QR code, you can schedule a meeting with me today. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, now is the time.
Thank you, Kirk. Yeah, if any of our participants have any questions, please feel free to throw them into the chat. We do, like I said, Unique said we do record, so it will be going on our YouTube page, and we do see a lot of hits from people watching a little bit later in the day when they have some free time, so you may hear from some people later on. So thank you so much, Kirk. That was really interesting. I've always
Thank
wanted
you.
to learn chess, and now you maybe have
Here it
to.
is. Here's the best way.
There it
Listen,
is.
I was not a chess player until I started at the company, and now I can at least get you from point A to point B, which is cool.
That is really cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep. So we'll move on to the next presenter. Thank you so much. Heather is here from the Division of Early Learning, and I do think we need to give her the ability to present Unique if you hadn't done that already.
Sure, give me one moment.
Yep. I thought I saw her pop in there somewhere. Heather, are you out there somewhere?
I'm here. Good morning,
Hey, there
everyone.
she is. Good morning. Nice
Happy
to see you.
Thursday. Great to see so many people on. So we are already talking about transitioning to kindergarten. Seems crazy. You just got these little friends in August, and now we're already talking about kindergarten registration and preparing them for kindergarten. So as you know, the Division of Early Learning has lots of fun resources that are available to you all as providers as well as for families. And so I'm going to drop all of these links in the chat as we go through, but I wanted to show a few on the Padlet. So as we are scrolling through, a lot of times we get questions from parents not understanding how early learning is connected to kindergarten, first, second, third grade, and beyond. And so we always like to share our two crosswalks that we have, the language and literacy crosswalk, as well as the math crosswalk that links or bridges our 4-year-old standards to kindergarten, first, second, and third grade standards. So our early learning standards have an alignment to all of the things the children will continue to learn as they move along in their K through 3. And we just have them in literacy and math. But then we also linked in the birth to kindergarten so families can see kind of where those skills started and how they built all the way up to where they are now. If you continue to scroll down, there's information on registering for kindergarten. All of this can be customized, but there's also some fun activities for you all to share if you meet with families or as families are going out and maybe touring schools or asking questions on what it looks like to be kindergarten ready, helping children transition to kindergarten. If there's any visit days, there's little scavenger hunts that are included down at the bottom. Of course, attendance, which I know many of you struggle with families understanding VPK is true school. Just talking to them and reassuring them on, attendance is important, attendance matters. So there's lots of resources that are included in here in addition to a certificate. If you have a graduation ceremony or any sort of ceremony and you want to utilize this, as you can see, Spanish, Creole, and English are what all of these resources are available in. And so you have access to those. One of my favorite is this, What Do Children Need to Know Ready for Kindergarten? And it looks at all of our domains and kind of pinpoints out some specific standards and benchmarks of what kindergarten readiness means. I had a parent reach out to me yesterday and she was like, so they need to know how to spell their name. They need to know how to, it was like really just random things that she was asking what they needed to know for kindergarten. So a lot of families struggle with understanding it is all areas of development, not just that language and literacy, alphabet knowledge, principles, things like that, that there's a lot more to be considered ready for kindergarten. We always like to share with families our Florida Early Learning and Developmental Standards because, as you all know, in your working with the standards, there's lots of ideas of what families can do at home with the children over the summer. So if they're looking for ideas, let's say for listening and understanding, and we go to this Families May section, there's all sorts of interactive things families can do to build language, to build vocabulary and interact with them. That is not a worksheet. It's not an electronic device. It is engaging children in everyday activities. And this one is I Spy, talking to parents or, explaining to families about asking who, what, where, why, when questions. So this is just one example of those additional columns that are in our standards. And then, of course, there's the Educators May section, which is how educators can set up that learning environment to see if children are able to demonstrate mastery of these particular benchmarks. The parent pages, if for those of you, and I know many of you are active on social media and are constantly sharing resources with your families, these are developed by the Division of Early Learning. They are not specific to VPK, but they are specific to early learning, and they are great to share with your families. So for example, the February issue is listed here, and it just talks about different things that are important for families to know and be able to do with their children to prepare them for kindergarten. There's a little on February's Explaining Fast. There's also, as you all know, it's the 20th year of VPK. So each month there's a highlight to that, celebrating Black History Month, some dental habit stuff. So you don't have to create this. This is already done for you. If you want to just pull this off of the Division of Early Learning website, you can pull pieces or you can share the whole thing with families, but there is some great information. And this is done monthly by the Division of Early Learning. And like I said, I'll drop all of these links in the chat so that you have them. Along the lines of making sure our children have that strong foundation for emergent literacy. This is the Excel Ed is a great one that has different information. Like this one talks about creating a home library. And I know many of your children are receiving books from New World Reading. So this is a great way to kind of talk to families about setting up a home library, making sure reading is important in the home, that it's happening in the home, things that they can engage their children in. So some basics here, helping your child with guidance for the families. So there's all sorts of videos and articles and PDFs, again, resources that are available and linked directly to helping our families set up that strong foundation for emergent literacy. One thing we continue to need to do across the state is ensure families understand they are their child's first teacher. They get to spend lots of hours with us in early learning, but indeed there are things that are expected of families that should be happening at home as well. And the last resource that I want to share with you all as you are starting to think of transitioning to kindergarten, if you are interested, we have the child portfolio that aligns to all 8 of our learning domains. And it has different things in here, again, that educators may, families may, but it has all of the standards, components, and benchmarks are linked in here. And so on the right-hand side, look what I learned, help me practice, and let me learn. So this is a great one to fill out and send home with families for the summer, or to fill out and maybe they could share with the kindergarten teacher, depending on the access to the kindergarten teacher prior to kindergarten entry. But this is connected to all 8 domains, and it's just a little checklist that we can complete for the children to show where their kindergarten readiness is, and then give families ideas of things that they can work on over the summer with the children. So I'm going to stop sharing and see if there are any questions, and then I'm going to link in all the fun things in the chat.
Wonderful. Thank you. I had the Padlet link, so I did throw that one in there, and we'll be sure to email that one out. But the other ones are great resources. So thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anyone have any questions for Heather while we have her on?
And there's also some QR codes on the handout that I'm going to link in, which is helpful for those who would rather just scan a QR code. You could post them for families than a link.
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you, Heather. I don't see any questions come in, but the chat's always open. If you have anything come up that anybody may think of later on, we'll get that to Heather and make sure that she can help us out. So thank you again. Lovely resources. All right, we'll keep going. Time to sign. This is a new presenter, Ruth.
Well, hello. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm very familiar with some of you guys because I do something else. I do several jobs, but one of the ones I work as a TTA for Region 4. So I have seen a lot of you visit your programs as well. But I'm so excited to be here as part of this Time to Sign because I do work with Lillian. And we're going to talk a little bit about Time to Sign, right? And why we use this, right? So we use sign language as a guide tool in the classroom. It could be at home to expand different topical areas that you might experience with the children. It could be social emotional, learning in the classroom, and some behavior management problems that you might have, also including wellness. Now, let's move forward. If you can go to the next one. When we talk about time to sign, right? And when we think about why sign language is important in early childhood, right? Supporting communication, as we all know, builds connection, self-regulation before the behavior happen or begins in the classroom, right? It is important for us to recognize the young children's communicate before they communicate in different ways before they can speak in words, right? Clearly. So sign language give them a voice before words, reduce frustration and challenging behaviors. They also have stronger language, social, emotional, and self-regulation skills. Also, when we talk about sign language, it is a developmentally appropriate strategy for all children. And now sign language is a universal language, and it could be done in Spanish, in English as well, especially here that we're in Florida, right? And we have other languages compared to the English one, right? Next to that one. So sign language is a way that we can communicate with the children from birth all the way down to an age group. Let's move forward to the next one. And we're going to practice some sign language today, and I'm going to kind of share with you other things. Now, why this matter in the classroom today? As we all know, we have a lot of children that are going through a lot, families, right? And I'm going to share some experiences, right, that I have had in the past. You might have a child that is not verbal, might be taking some speech therapy, right? And you might have a child that was verbal and become nonverbal just to a trauma, right? So when we talk about early childhood providers, what we have seen this increase challenging behaviors, also delays in expressive languages. It is highly recommended for emotional needs during transitions and educator stress and burnout. So behaviors is a communication when children do not have a word and they still want to send a message. Now, when we think about the everyday sign language of connection, let's kind of all together, we can practice together. And I'm going to start doing some signs for you so you can see how easy it is and how can you communicate in the classroom with the children that are not verbal, right? So our everyday sign for connection, use it, we can use it all day long. Some of these signs are going to strengthen relationship and emotional safety. And one of the 5 core sign connections are more. And you can do it with us. I know I don't have the camera for everybody to see it, but if you want to practice, you can do it together with me. More. More. This can help and this can tell what a child's want, right? Help. You put your dominant hand, if it's your left or your right, and then you put, and let me know if you see me proper to the camera. So help.
Maybe if you just move your camera down a little bit,
A
it's a
little
little
bit.
high.
Okay,
Yep.
sure, no
Yeah,
problem.
perfect.
What about now? Help. So the first one was more, more. This can tell a child what they want. If they're hungry, they want food, they want more, right? Help. All done. All done. This also helped them to communicate a completion. All done going to the bathroom. I'm all done eating, right? Please. You take your dominant hand, if you're right, put it on your chest and go around, please. And it's important that you can use your mouth by saying please, right? Because a lot of the children that you might have in the center or in the programs, they might be able to hear. So you want them to hear the word as well as using the word please. Another one is thank you. Thank you. This is going to show appreciation, right? If you give them something, thank you. Now, it is important that you use these signs during meals, when you're doing playtime, outside or inside, routines, and different transitions in the classrooms, right? So let's do it again. More. Help. Please. Thank you. All done. Let's move to the next one. Now, when we talk about teaching the signs, It's interactive moment. You want to be interactive with the child, right? With the children in the classroom. And you want to make sure that you teach this to all children in the classroom. Not only the ones that might have a speech delay or something like that. It's just to all. So they all can help to communicate with each other. Now, for arrival and greetings, hello, good morning. You put your dominant hands down, the next one here, and you go, good morning, good morning. It's kind of like the sunrise. Once again, thank you. Another one that is very good for mealtime and snack, more. All done. All done. Please. And I'm just repeating them because you need a lot of repetition when you do the signs to help them to get them. And of course, for us to learn them as well. It's a language. We are learning a language, right? Now for play and centers, help. Take a turn. You put the L, hands down, turn. I'm taking a turn. Wait. Wait. This is going to help you to do different things in the play areas, centers, outside, right? Now, when we go for transitions, this is nice, one hand, but with both hands, clean up, you do it both times. Now, line up, you take both hands, looking this way, line up. And I'm going to try to put it this way so you can see. Line up, but this is going to be facing you. So when you're going outside for transition, right? Line up, right? Did you need help going to line up? Now, another one that we can use in transitions is clean up. So clean up is twice, line up and sit. You could put both of your fingers, sit, and you point to the child and ask them to sit if they need to sit at the chair, in the areas of circle time, or so forth. Now, another one is that is very interactive for moments is emotions and problem solving. Once again, help, stop, calm. I want you to calm yourself. Feelings, let's talk a little bit about feelings. So when we think about the signs, short, frequent moments build confidence and consistency. And when we do the signs, we have to do a lot of this consistency. You can use it at arrival and greeting time, mealtime and snack, play and centers, transition emotions, and problem solving. So this is going to help you in all those areas. Now, I hope you can see this. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to, at the end, maybe I'll show you all the things that we have to offer. So this is a poster, and we got plenty of posters that you can utilize in the classroom for welcome and stuff like that. But we'll talk a little bit about that. And you guys are going to have a QR code to see and explore different programs that we offer. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now, best 5 signs for the classroom management. We all know that when we have classroom problems, when there's behaviors in the classrooms, we're going to have problem to manage sometimes the behavior, right? So these are some signs to reduce verbal overload and power struggles. A lot of the time, we cannot be struggling with the child, right? Teacher says something, child scream, child cries. So we don't want that. So one of the top classrooms management signs that you can utilize, like we did before, stop. This is going to send a clear, calm boundary to the child. It's very important that you use facial expressions. You're not going to say stop because they're going to think that if I'm smiling and I'm doing stop, you're going to have a stern face, not a mean one, but stern. Did you mean business? Stop. You cannot go outside, right? Wait. And you show your expressions. I need you to sit. This is going to show them visual cues for expectations. Listen, this is a new one. You put your dominant hand and you go, listen. I need you to listen. This is going to focus on their attention. Once again, line up. We're going to go outside. Let's line up. I need you to be quiet. This is going to help to go through smooth transitions, right? Now, visual cues help children to process faster than words alone. A lot of the time, especially for the little ones, the baby ones, right? When they're hungry, what do? They cry, right? So it's important that we teach them the signs. I'm hungry. I want to eat, right? So this is going to help them to process something faster than the words might be able for them to express, especially for the younger ones, right? Let's move to the next one. Now, why sign works better than repeating directions? As we all know, right? Young children process visual information faster than spoken languages alone. So when adults pair words with signs and directions, they become more clear, right? Transitions are more smoother in the classroom, and children are better able to stay regulated and focus. Focus, right? This is focus in sign language. Lower frustrations for both, not only the teacher, but the children as well, and creates a calmer classroom environment where all the expectations are understood at the first time. Okay, let's go and talk about the next one. Now, how to start, we have to keep it simple, right? When we talk about sign language, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just came from California. Lillian and I, we were doing a presentation there for the Head Start conference. I just arrived like an hour ago. And I got home and I said, oh my God, I'm going to make sure that I got this ready. So I'm going to share it with you guys. We were teaching sign language and different expectations for the teachers, the classroom. And it's interesting because some people get a little frustrated. However, you think about 3 words that you're going to utilize on the week. So you only need to do 3 signs during the week. Learn 3, practice them, utilize them. And per week, by the time you know, you're going to be able to connect signs and have a conversation, right? And communicate with the children. Now, the same sign across the routine, it's important that you model, right? By all the adults in the classroom. It could be the teacher assistant, parents. It is important that we encourage and we do not force. If you see that the child is not interested, give them the time. Don't force them, right? Just use them and make it fun. You are all educators, right? We are all educators. We know how to be silly in the classroom, right? And know how to do this. So it's important that you go small, that you make the steps consistent, because it's going to equal to the big impact, which is having a way to communicate with children that are not verbal in the classroom. For example, mealtime, outside, greeting and transition. Those are some areas that we need to communicate with the children, right? To de-escalate some non-wanted or challenging behaviors, right? So let's move to the next one, please. Now, this is the fun part here. So you see it in action, and this is our free support to you. It's going to be available. I would like for everyone, and I know they're going to share the PowerPoint to you all guys. So you can, with your phone, you can go to the QR code, and this is what we want you to see. These are different signs that looks in the classroom. You're going to have time to sign. You're going to have free sign language videos. You're going to have classroom-ready demonstrations. So Lillian have created such a great website that you guys are going to look at all this. It's going to be perfect for staff, meetings, and personal learning. As I said, when you scan the QR code, you're going to be able to go to the website and the YouTube channel to see all those free hundreds and hundreds of videos and resources that you can utilize. And I have some books here that I'm going to show you so you can see how they work, okay? Now let's move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So ready to go deeper, right? Time to Sign have developed a teaching sign language for early childhood environment from birth to 5. And this is a bundle. This is a picture here. You're going to scan here as well. You can scan here. And this is going to help you to do practical classroom-based strategies, signs for communication, routines, and behavior. And it's easy to follow for all educators and experience level people, maybe a little bit like me. Maybe some of you are more familiar with sign language. So it's going to help you with that. Now, as I show you, and I know it's a little difficult to see it here on cameras, but these are, all these toolkits comes with books and also come with a lot of different resources. Now, of course, some of this you can find them free at the website, as I stated before. And please, I invite you to go and visit. You're going to be blown away. Also, it is important that if you need, and we can move to the next one, please. Now, when we go ready to go deeper, right? Time to sign ASL Essentials for Early Childhood also helps you to complete a system for programs. We have different toolkits and videos and implementation to support, right? Also have different designs for consistency across the classroom. Also, this is another QR code that you can explore bundles and training. Now, if you need us to go to your program, if you want to just train the whole staff or a specific group of your team to support the teachers in the classroom, right? We are here to help you, right? Lillian offers great bundle prices, and especially for you guys, she did say that to connect with her, contact her, that she'll be more than happy to work with the bundle package with you. The books are amazing, okay? Now, let's go to the next one. Let's always think about this. One small change makes a big difference. When children can communicate, they feel calmer, they feel capable, and they can connect. Think about for a moment that you have been somewhere and you're not able to communicate or connect with someone. How did that make you feel, right? So let's remember the sign language is not on one more thing. It is a smarter way to support communication, behavior for the children to feel belong in the classroom. Now, next, please. Thank you so much. And this is very important. Once again, please, if you can stay connected, the way to stay connected is by the website, timetosign.com. Take a picture so you can have this information. Also, the YouTube channel, we recommend everyone to go there. You're going to find thousands and hundreds of videos that Lillian has created. You're going to have free resources. Some of these posters are there for free. You can copy them, print them, and laminate them, okay? Programs Birth to 5 bundle packages that she offers for ASL Essentials. And also, we can go to your programs. And if you're not able to say, oh, I need you guys to come, we can do a lot of virtual trainings for your staff as well. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much for having me here. It's an honor. And I'm happy that all the beautiful things that all these early childhood educators are doing. I love it. So thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ruth. That's wonderful. And hopefully our providers will take advantage of that. And like I said, we do post on YouTube. So you may hear from people that are watching our videos a little bit later on in the evening. So thank you so much. Very entertaining, very fun to learn some new signs. All right, let's go to our next slide. And I don't know how to clear. Somebody's been drawing all over our screen. I don't know how to clear that.
Gina, you go to annotate wherever that is, and then you can just erase all under the annotate.
Ooh.
Okay.
We'll see what we
I'll
get.
see if I can do it. I'm actually on there right now.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So Palm Beach State College is here to talk. There we go. Good job, Heather.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
getting
you.
it off.
Learned something new today.
I know, right? She's the expert. We always have to have Heather. Okay, so we are going to talk with Palm Beach State College. I see Lucia and Katie, and I'm sure I saw somebody else too. So take it away, ladies.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name's Lucia Adrian, and I'm the program director in the early childhood and K through 12 programs. I oversee the DCF portion, the DCF like 40-hour courses and the exams and the trauma-informed care. So all the DCF part. Next slide. Okay, so why take courses at Palm Beach State College? Okay, so we've got the early childcare and after school career pathway. So we have courses from entry level through the degree program. We have various delivery methods. We have face to face, we have online, we have live online. Our courses are affordable. Many of them have scholarship opportunities, not the 40-hour currently, but that might be doable later. Again, but most of them do have scholarship opportunities. And then we have career advising support throughout the career pathway. Okay, next. Okay, so what do we have? We have at the entry level, so we have the 40-hour, the 30-hour family, and the 40-hour school age. Then from there, they can go on to the certificate programs at FCCPC, ECPC, and all the little acronyms, SAPC. And then they can continue on to the credit side. And of course, with the Institute of Excellence, we have all of the professional development courses. Okay, next. Okay, so of course, I think you know that one of the things we do are the Department of Children and Families child care exams, which are still in a classroom at the college. This semester, we are actually trying out the another campus. So we have our Loxahatchee Groves campus, so that's coming up, I think, the 28th of this month. So we're going to see how if that's of interest, and if it is, if we get enrollment, then we can have that as an option too for people if they want to test there. We are currently offering 4 exams a week. We have 2 during the week, and we have 2 on the weekends, and they're at all various campuses. If you ever feel that we need more exams or more exams in a certain location, please let me know. I would be happy to accommodate you. We want to have it available for and convenient for everybody. And then we still offer the trauma-informed care course. We have just 1 per semester now. So, okay, next. Okay, the other thing that's kind of exciting is that this semester we started the Haitian Creole exams. Okay, and we also now have, I have to advertise it this way, but we have courses in English with a Creole speaking instructor, because unfortunately the curriculum is still in English, but we are trying to help the students. So if we can get them to understand some of the concepts or some of the words that they might encounter on the exams, it's to their benefit. So right now we have about 9 people enrolled in our Introduction to Childcare course. And then I just added Understanding Developmentally Appropriate Practices, which will follow that, and then preschool practices. So if you know anyone who wants to take those, we'd be happy to help them register. Okay, next. Okay, oops. We are currently, sorry about that, without a director. She has gone on to a different area of the college. So that, and then of course, I'm on here. Our certificate program person, her name is Marsha Marie Mosley. Okay, so she does the 40-hour school age, the FCCPC, ECPC, and SAPC. Casey Wilbanks, who is our chairperson for early childhood, and then Dr. Susie Duff, who is the professor and human services department chair. Okay, that's her contact information. Okay, next, please. Okay, and we still have the SEEK scholarship, and I'm sure Katie will be talking about that. And we have the primetime scholarships for like after school and other programs. Okay. All right, next. right, scholarship contact information, and I think that we have Zach, who does the SEEK scholarship. He's the assistant director, and Elisa Morrow, who does the primetime scholarships. Okay, and next. Okay, here is our contact page that lists our courses. So that's can connect to us with that information. Okay, and next. Okay, so my colleague, Dr. Jamie Leader, is going to just talk to you a minute about our job fair, which is coming up very soon. We're very excited to have it again this year. So, Jamie?
Thank you for having me, everyone. I'm very excited about this job fair. This year, the Early Childhood and After School Job Fair is going to be on the Lake Worth campus in Palm Beach State. We're having it on Wednesday, March 4th. We are really excited. We're having close to 40 businesses and organizations come out and hire and try to get lots of people out there. We had an amazing turnout last year, so we are very excited for this year as well. I'm going to drop in the chat. We have 2 flyers. One is for participants. If you know anybody in the early childhood arena that is looking for a job, they would scan that particular QR code. And then I have another flyer, which has the employers, which you see on the screen. I'll drop both of those into the chat for anybody that wants to get in on getting a table to hire these wonderful individuals. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it. My little 2 cents about the job fair. And like I said, I'll drop both of those flyers in the chat. If you have any questions, my email, my phone number, everything is on the flyers. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, I think that's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Johnson. I'm at Palm Beach State College Institute of Excellence in Early Care and Education. So I hope you've heard of us, and if you haven't, then you need to get connected with us. We offer outreach advising and many, many other services, but if you have staff that are interested in learning more about getting a degree or even just taking some HEO in-service hours, they can reach out to Raquel Gary. She is our early learning outreach and advising manager. And she and her team are more than ready and willing to come out to your site and talk to you all about getting connected with professional development at Palm Beach State College. So please reach out to Raquel and she'll come out and see you. Next slide. We also provide what we call micro-credentials. So all of the HEOs and in-service trainings that the Institute provides are on a micro-credential pathway. And by completing trainings in a certain pathway, you get incentive awards, in-service hours, and we really base it on skill-based learning. So this pathway that they have right here is called self-regulation, and all of the courses that are in that pathway are about self-regulation. And we have about 14 pathways currently, and we're always adding more. So if you haven't heard about micro-credentials, reach out, and Raquel can tell you more, or one of us can tell you more. Next slide. All right, and this is another example of our self-regulation pathway. It's really small, but there's a QR code that tells you more about how to register for classes. We are currently still registering for classes in Eventbrite, and if you need help in that process, let us know. Next slide. These are our spring face-to-face classes. We offer classes face-to-face, online and live online. So if you want face-to-face classes, these are the ones that we're offering this spring. There's a link there for our QR code to Eventbrite. And then we have online classes in our next slide. And these are our live online classes. We are actually offering a fully asynchronous course this semester to try that out. So if you're interested in trying that with us, that is in here as well. I'm looking for it. It's right here. It's the next to last one, the importance of play in small groups, asynchronous online. So that starts in April. So if you want to know more about that, or if you have questions about that, you're always welcome to reach out as well. And then we also offer micro-credential pathways in the credit side. So there's the childcare management, the preschool, the infant, toddler, and classroom environment micro-credentials. And for each of those pathways, when you've completed the courses, you can earn up to $600 as long as you are SEEK eligible. So we're going to talk about that in a second too. So next slide. Actually, not SEEK yet. So if you earn your CDA through ECPC or FCCPC, you're also eligible for a micro-credential stipend. So once you've completed those modules, make sure to look for an email asking for your banking information. So that is new. When you get a micro-credential award, you now will provide us with your banking information, and we're going to auto deposit. Instead of waiting for that check to come in the mail at the end of the semester, now you can just get it right into your banking account. So when that email comes out and it says, hey, provide us your banking information, we really do want it. Next slide. And here's just some QR codes to learn more about our micro-credential pathways. The one on the right is micro-credentialing. The one on the left is just about the Institute of Excellence and our Eventbrite links. I think there's one more. All right, SEEK Scholarship. There is some big changes coming up this month, like in the next couple weeks with the SEEK application. The SEEK application is moving from pbcregistry.org over to registry.earlylearningpbc.org. So you will now be putting your SEEK application starting February 23rd in the same place that you put in your CSC Star Award. So that we're putting all of that information all in the same place, finally. So you'll have one place to go to get all of your stuff. So we are moving that SEEK application February 23rd. So there will be a little lag the weekend before that. So the 21st and the 22nd, you will not be able to put a SEEK application in anywhere for those kind of like 2 days. All right. So take the weekend off and come back on Monday, the 23rd to register for your SEEK application. So all of your HEOs, all of your credit courses, all of those SEEK applications will be in the new registry starting the 23rd. And if you have any questions, reach out to your outreach advisor, reach out to Zach Scuderi, reach out to Raquel Gary. All of those people will be available to help you. All right. Next slide. And if you're needing a little support, right? You're feeling a little overwhelmed with all these changes and all of these things happening to us all at the same time. We have the Life Skills Coaching Program that can help you really think about having healthy life balance, figuring out your purpose, getting to a growth mindset, to really support you in thriving academically, professionally, and personally, all at the same time. So we have a lovely group of 3 life skill coaches who will come to your center and work with you at your center level, but will also work with you one-on-one. So if you want any help in that regard and you need to reach out, Shelly is your contact. She is our early learning skills coach manager. She is lovely and she has an amazing team. And if you haven't heard, check out our Wellness Wednesday podcast. The first Wednesday of every month, there's a new podcast that goes up on our YouTube and our social media pages. That really works through like 5 or 10 minutes of a really quick concept. So this month is about Valentine's Day and providing love to yourself. So check it out. Next slide. Oh, there we go. And there's a QR code to it. All right. I think that's our last slide. No, if you have questions, reach out. That's really our last slide, right? So contact us and we will do whatever we can to support you.
I think that might be the last one, the social media. Thank you, Katie. If y'all have any questions, the SEEK is moving to the new registry. So the new registry website we've been talking about, where the CSC Star Award is located, is the site that that Katie mentioned. I have a slide for that as well. So if you have staff that haven't yet set up their new registry account, please encourage them to do so. And then they will have access to the Seek Scholarship when that comes online. Thank you. Let's go to the next slide. I see Maria's ready to go. Hi, Maria.
Hello, everybody. Very happy to see Heather, Katie, and a lot of people here. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I'm going to talking about our program. It's not only early intervention, but also family engagement and child development. Next. First, I don't know we have a beautiful library. It's full of materials. It's resource for you. You can come in to get materials, not only books, but material that you can use in and rotate in your class. I saw some classroom, maybe the children is very sad because they don't have too much, they don't have rotation. You can bring a lot of material. You can get a material, your teacher can get a materials and bring. To the centers, to the classroom, and return. This is for you guys. This is a very good resource for you. But also we have some activities in there. We promote to the parents if you want to have the flyers, the schedule. We have some activities for parents and children in there. You are welcome to come into your children too. If you want to do in a field trip, you can contact to us and you can come into our beautiful library. It's in Pan Spring and they have different schedules. I think so the PowerPoint is not in there, but the schedule is in there. Oh, now. It's Monday to Thursday, 9 to 4. And they close a little time for lunch, but normally it's open for everybody in there, okay? Next one.
I got kicked out of the Zoom for some reason, so let me just bring this back up. My
Yes,
apologies.
okay.
We always have a couple technical difficulties. It's never handle them with grace.
Anyway, the next one is about that you receive some emails from early intervention team, okay? This is a little be proactive and let you know that you have some ASQ to complete in your portal. Please check in at least one time per week and see. Normally it's in different colors, in green and yellow. When it's in yellow, it's time that you take action. The best practice is complete with the parents or the parents complete, but when it's in yellow, the screening is in color yellow and they have 5 days. This is the due date and you need to take action. Complete that screening. We don't want to see nobody in red in there because immediately it's automatic. You're going to see some caps in your email, some information that we don't want to, but in case do you need something, you can call us in our board line if you have any problem. No, before, the slide before, two slide before that.
Yeah. Two, one back one. One
This
back.
is front.
Yeah, the other way.
Back.
One more, I think.
Yes,
there we go.
This is okay.
Thank you.
This is the
There we go.
library.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Okay. Please complete this ASQ. This is maintain compliance with the school readiness contract. It's part of the contract. And yes, we remind the parents have the first option to complete, but when they not complete, it's passed automatic to you. And you have at least 40 days. They coming maybe change, and we no promise nothing, but they hear about that times. But the more important is you be proactive and try to take action before the coming the due date, okay? Again, this is the one line that you can call for any inconvenience. The communication is very important for us. The specialist can also help you if you have any problem, technical problem, or you have anything, they can help you to any and try to help you in the solution for that. Next. We have two trainings this coming. One is the ASQ training, going to be here in Boynton Beach. It's 4 hours, and we highly recommend that you come in for refresh or people, or you have a staff they want to support you with the screening. We know it's a lot of things in the portal. They need to understand. This is the time that we offer the training and help you to have people ready to support you with the ASQ. Again, the one line is in there, is in the calendar. You can register 1 or 2 or 3 people from your staff that you have support for the complete the ASQ in your classroom. Next. Also, we're going to have a training, is social emotional in Spanish in Pan Spring. It's 2 sections, February 18 and February 25th. In Again in Pan Spring, after the training, the participant going to receive a kit, the social emotional they can use in the materials in the classroom. Anything, please call us for the ASQ. We're going to have a prize too. All the participants coming, we bring some materials. The idea is you come in and have very good knowledge and enjoy the time with us. Again, you can check in your calendars for this training. Thank you. Is no more, no have question. Thank you so much.
Any questions for Maria? If you have not taken advantage of our library, please take the time to do that. It's over in the Palm Springs location. I saw Lena. There's Lena. We'll move on to coaching and professional development. Hi, Lena.
Good morning, Gina. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
I am so happy to be here today and see so many people logging into this call. Thank you all for taking some time out of your busy morning to join us and to listen to all of these wonderful resources. My presentation is about technical assistance coaching and professional development. So we're going to cover a few things today. We're going to talk about how technical assistance coaching supports you and the educators in the classroom. We're going to take a closer look at the class assessments and PBC, which stands for practice-based coaching, and how it is aligned to curriculum guidance. We are going to also share the framework for technical assistance coaching and a lineup of exciting training opportunities coming your way, and how all of this how to connect with the coach and access all of these PD resources. But before I continue my presentation, I would love to know if you are receiving technical assistance support. So drop a heart, send us a hands up. I would love to see those coming up on the screen, because if you're not taking advantage of this support, you are really missing out. And I love the phrase that Katie shared, providing love to ourselves, because Valentine's Day is coming up. So providing love to yourselves is important, and also to others. And with saying others, I'm talking about your coaches and everyone that supports your program. Oh, I see some hearts. Thank you. Love it. All right. Next slide, Gina. All right, this is our framework for improving technical and assistance support in teaching quality and students' outcomes. So on the headings, we have technical coaching support, which provides individualized guidance support based on classroom needs. I'm not going to read it all because I will bore you with all of this, but you can snap a picture and then read it on your own. But you all know that within our technical assistance support, we provide coaching in class, we're very strong in providing support to teachers and strengthening their interactions with their children. We also started doing a new model, which is practice-based coaching, and it is a structured model which allows the coach to observe the educators and provide specific feedback, and from there create a goal so they can work together and creating strategies to better those skills in the classroom. And we also know that curriculum is very important in our classroom. So part of the TA coaching support is providing the educators education about how to support them with their curriculum and also with implementation. We know that if we learn about something, we need to practice it in order to learn it. So this is our framework. And if you go to the next slide, Gina, we can see this is the cycle, the heart of the cycle. You can see improving teaching quality and student outcomes, which is really the goal here in our Early Learning Coalition. On the sides, we have technical assistance, coaching support. We have also support with class, support with curriculum, and also utilizing the practice-based coaching, which is a new way to coach your educators. Next slide, please. All right, so here we have some QR codes on the top right. We have the, if you want to request support, if you're not receiving technical assistance support from a coach, snap a picture of that QR code and fill out the form, and we will receive your information and we will align you with a coach to visit your program. The one on the middle left is the QR code. If you don't have, or your teachers don't have a WebAuthor account, you can snap a picture of that QR code and you can create an account for your teachers or for yourselves if you don't have one. And then on the bottom right, we have the QR code for our training calendar. So once you have an account in WebAuthor, you can access our training calendar and benefit from all our trainings. All of our trainings are free of charge, and they are full of great information. Next slide, please. So we have some training opportunities for March coming up. You can see in the screen, we have a lot of trainings done in Spanish because we know a lot of our teachers in the classrooms are Spanish speaking. So we have those in Spanish right now. And the QR code that you see here is for the interest form for CGC, which stands for Class Group Coaching. So if your teachers have not taken this training yet, it is a wonderful training and teaches all about class interactions, and it will help you achieve great results in your upcoming assessments. So take advantage and register. Next. More opportunities coming up for April and June. Teaching Strategies Gold, still here, still standing strong. So sign up your teachers for those trainings. We have also trainings for the creative curriculum and Frog Strict. We know that a lot of programs are using these two curriculums. So we try our best to have them always in our calendar all year round. Additional trainings, as you can see, we have some amazing opportunities. STEAM is coming up, STEAM series in person, sign up. This is a wonderful training, hands-on. So do not miss it. I love seeing the trainers planning for it. And I love seeing when I see a lot of registration, I love it. Next slide, please. Okay, once you have your WebAuthor account, you can easily access the trainings. It is so easy to register. You just click on the training that you wanna that you're interested in taking, and then you log on. Click on the register tab on the right-hand side, and that's it. You're registered. Next slide, please. All right, this is again our QR code for our training calendar. If you didn't have a chance to snap a picture on the previous slide, this is here again. So remember, Take advantage of our trainings. Trainings aligned with coaching always make good results. Next slide, Gina, please. That's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lena. We are moving and grooving. We're going to be done pretty early today. I'm sorry. Let's see. Okay, so next is me with some updates, and I don't have a lot. I've sent out a reminder about our 26-27 profiles. Our provider profiles are now available in the portal. We are asking that all providers complete them by March 20th, which not that far away. It feels like it's far away, but it's not that far away. So if you haven't taken them a second to do that yet, please go into the portal. When you click on profile and manage profile, you will see an option to create 2026 next to your information. You can start there. It will pre-populate all of your current year's information, so you just need to review that and make sure that that's correct. You will not see, when you get to the calendar section, the holidays, the pre-selected holidays yet. That is tied to our rates, which the state has to update the rates in our system for us to get our holidays in. So please know these are the holidays that we give as ELC, and then you can pick another 6 holidays, as well as a staff training day if that's something that you're interested in. So please be sure to select our holidays as well as your 6. Your calendar really is not just holidays, it's every closure at your site. So anytime students will not be in attendance, you would want to put on the closure calendar the day that you are not offering services. So take a moment and review that. And if we go to the next slide. You will notice as you're doing the profile that new for this year is the cost of care survey or estimate, we called it last year. Last year it would pop up and you had to go to a different site, not really a different site, it was within the portal, but it gave you a pop-up that you had to click on to go do the cost of care questions and respond to that. Now it is included as part of the profile. So you will need to complete the cost of care to be able to submit your profile, which we need by March 20th. It will pre-populate your responses from last year. Please take a moment to review those. You can make any corrections. Once you submit your profile, you won't be able to make changes, but once we recertify your profile, you will be able to make changes to the cost of care if you wish. That remains open all year long. So it is included in there. Please take a moment and review your responses. Make sure that those are still accurate. I included in the flyer that I emailed out about the profiles some information about the cost of care. I will be sending that out again. That information is used at the state level to set rates and look at what the market holds, as well as how the state is helping with the subsidies and VPK programming. So please take a moment and make sure your cost of care is accurate as it possibly can be, and it's looking at a 12-month of expenses. So if you have any questions, we are here to help if you need it, but hopefully it won't be too crazy. All right, next slide, please. I wanted to take a second just to talk about the staff training. Oh, hold on. Yeah, mine is not available on date. So you do have to, when you go into the profile, you do have to check if you see 25-26 or 26-27. You may have already clicked 26 if you're newer. If not, click on the Create 2026 and we can help you with that. We would want that done by May 20th if possible. If it's not there, do you already have it when you're on there, the little year next to it? I know you're newer, so we'll take a look, Merlin, and see what's going on with your site. It should be there. Okay, so you're welcome. I wanted to take a second and talk about the staff training day. This is new as of this contract year, 25-26 contract year. You are able to take a 13th paid closure day. It will show up on your attendance as an H, as a paid holiday. But if you have selected this 13th day as staff training, then you have to deliver it as staff training. That day has to be a staff training day. And there is documentation that needs to be submitted to us to approve that day for payment. So you always get paid 12 closures without any supporting documentation needed, 12 closures for school readiness, 6 that we select, 6 that you select. If you do select or elect to offer a 13th closure day that you would like to use as a staff training day, you can do that. The staff training does have to support your school readiness staff. It does have to be at least half of your approved daily schedule. So if you're open more than 10 hours, it has to be 5 hours of training. It has to be all in one day. And 75% of your staff have to be in attendance for it to be approved. I send out emails every month if you've listed that day on your contract to remind you that you have that day on your contract. And that we would need the sign-in sheet and your detailed agenda showing the timeframes of your sessions for your training day sent over to us within the document library of the provider portal so that we can approve, review, and approve that day for payment. You can elect to do DCF trainings on that day if you want, 5 hours of DCF training. If you do that, I will also need the training certificates from the DCF system showing that you completed that training. And I will offer up the TAs and coaches. They are available to help you structure your training day or offer training on that day. Please don't wait till the last minute. They have a busy schedule. So if you are looking for support from your TA or your coach, please reach out to them in advance so that they can help you with that structure. It is new. So thank you, Heather. All our DCFDS are online, are free. So it's a great opportunity to incorporate that. You need your 10 hours every year anyway. So, but please, if you have any questions, please let me know. If by chance you put a staff training day on your contract and now you've changed your mind and that day is not a day that you want, going forward, we can remove that day, but you cannot wait until you submit your attendance to do that. So you would want to contact your provider services specialist, Maureen, Maria, or Sadie, and let them know that you need to change that day out of your contract. It is an amendment. We would have to amend your contract and remove that day. Totally able to do that, but you cannot do it retroactively. You have to do it in advance, and you can't do it once you submit your attendance. So please keep that in mind. And thank you to both Heather and Katie putting in information that you can absolutely use trainings offered from DCF and from Palm Beach State College for part of your staff training day. So please use your resources. They're available for you in our community. And I was just sitting here, I forgot to put a slide in about our locations, but if we can go to the next slide, I'll finish up my stuff and then I'll talk a little bit about where parents can go. So we have updated our what's called absence reporting. So per your school readiness contract, you are required to notify us when you have a child that is at risk and they have that first day of no contact and no show, and if they have the additional after 7 days, I think. So within our ELC website, there is a spot when you go to elcpalmbeach.org and you go to I am a provider. If you click I want to report child absences, it takes you to an online form. We have updated that form because the rule has changed slightly and it is now any at-risk child. So when you're looking at your enrollment list, there's a column that says at risk and there's a column that says Rela Wilson. It would be either any children that fall into either of those categories. So I'll be sending out an updated flyer, but the online reporting is quite simple. Once you click from our website, you get the online form, you select whether it's at risk or a Rela Wilson child, or if it's the 5 or 10 day absences, and then complete the form online. The form is very nicely done. I think it's very self-explanatory about what you need to do, but you are required per your contract to report both of those things the way that it's set up. So I'll send out the flyer. I'll put it in the handouts as well. I think I did. And with additional information about how to identify at-risk children and how to identify your Rayla Wilson children. And then the 5 and 10 day. Once you click on it, it's 5 consecutive days within a month that you haven't heard from the child, they haven't reported anything, and then 10 unexplained absences. So this does not end the child's eligibility. I think that's really important. What it does is it triggers us to reach out to the family and see if services are still needed. So we don't want to have enrollments pending in the system where that information isn't being updated, and we need to know if the family needs some sort of additional support, that perhaps things are happening that we're not aware of. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. But that is an update. And we'll go to the next slide. The Early Childhood Registry. So Katie talked briefly about registry.earlylearningpbc.org. We are encouraging everyone to create an account. Whether or not your staff are eligible for the STAR Award should not stop them from creating an early childhood registry account. If they were part of the old registry, their verified staff trainings will import into the new registry. We encourage them to use the same email and contact information they used with the old account from the old website. Once they create their new account, that will then import all of that verified education history onto their new account. They won't need to update all of that information or add any of that. If you are an administrator for your site, we do ask you to keep your staff roster up to date within the registry. We'll be sending out some more information about that. You can invite staff into your registration directly from that part of the program administrator section of the registry. You can send an email out to them so that they have a direct link to create their account. If you have staff leave, please also inactivate them from there. The system, we are working on a way we had a few people call about registry membership for CDA renewal, as well as maybe accreditation renewal and showing that your staff are registered. Is a way for certificates we're working on a way for automatic certificates to be registered, but if you need a registry certificate or you need verification of staff being part of the registry, please reach out to the team or myself, and we can generate those for you in the interim as we work with this new website to get everything set up and ready to go. Any questions about the new registry? No? Okay. Look for some more materials coming out to talk about that. Our next slide. The CSE Star Award. So just briefly, if your site is a school readiness, Head Start, Early Head Start, or Title I site, if you've contracted with us, you are also eligible for the CSE Star Award. So when you create your registry account, there is a tile there that will show that you can click on CSE Star Award. And then there actually is an app for your phone if you want to download that through the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, or Apple App Store, I guess it's called. You can do that. It's called CSE Star Award. It looks just like that with the little stars going up. So staff are able to check their Star Award and use their phones if that's easier for creating their application. If they have any questions, certainly we can support them with that also. So we did have someone put in a question that's a great question that said a couple parents say that we can pay childcare registration fees, and it is possible. We do pay childcare registration fees up to $75. I think it's 2 times within a 5-year period of eligibility. When you're in the provider portal, there is a section to click on, I believe under enrollments, that says registration. You do need to submit that invoice to us. So within the system, you would have to select the children that you need the registration, you're requesting the registration fee be paid for. The system will only show you children that are eligible for that registration fee. And then within the next payment cycle, we would issue the payment for those children. it is based on what you charge. So it partially based on what fees you have in the system. So if you have less than $75, it's not going to pay you the $75. And it is based on the child's eligibility. So if it was already paid to another provider, it won't be paid to you. So you do want to review those children. You can look at them frequently. Oh, the other piece of that is they do have to attend. So you do have to have a month of attendance before you can submit the request for registration fee. So if they've just enrolled with you and you have yet to submit any attendance, they're not going to show up on the registration fee cycle. So you would have to wait until the next month and see if they show up there for you to request that registration fee. But if you're not taking advantage of that, that definitely is something to take advantage of. If you've already collected the registration fee from the parent, then we ask that you, of course, credit them back if we've paid you that fee also. Okay. I can send you out a flyer, Lorena, about how that works, if that would help. It's a great question, though. We'll talk about that in the future. Okay, next slide. I don't think I had very many other slides. Yeah, so I wanted to briefly just touch on the fact, we will. So touch on if you do have someone that you would like to present, we had some great new presenters today with the learning chess and sign language in the classroom. Hopefully those are useful resources for you. But if you ever do have anybody that you've heard from that you think other providers would also benefit from, please reach out to Ashley. She does a wonderful job coordinating and getting the presenter to get in all of their information to us. And so she's available to work with that presenter and make sure that they have the invitation and can present at our meeting. I did want to, I forgot to do a slide. I'm so sorry. Currently, we are in enrollment. We don't have a wait list according to our family services person. Families always go on the wait list. They always start off on the wait list, but we're pulling regularly, so we're not have anybody waiting for services. But we did close our Riviera Beach location, so we do have other sites in the community that we are serving families. So we are serving families at the Palm Springs office, and I'm going to briefly pull that up. And I'll include this in the handouts, but we do have families at our, we do see families, I'm sorry, at the Palm Springs office. We are also with a career source in Belglade, as well as a career source in West Palm Beach, Monday through Thursday, and achievement centers in Delray. So I will also include this handout, this flyer in with the YouTube video and the handouts for our meeting. We have all of the handouts from Palm Beach State College with the upcoming tests and schedules and classes. So we'll get all of that out to you guys. So yes. And then I will stop sharing, Unique. I'm sorry. I kind of grabbed that away from you. I think our last slide is just if you have any questions of us, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We finished up early today, which some days we know we don't get to do. So thank you again. Oh, Empower 20. Thank you. So Empower 26 is coming up. Hi.
Hi, everybody. I
There's
don't know if
Erin.
my screen is coming up, but you can hear my voice from the beyond. So we'll see if my screen will decide to cooperate or not, or else I'm the blocks today. So it's Erin. Hi, everybody. So Empower 26 is coming up, and I will eventually get used to saying 2026, but it is Empower 26, our annual early learning conference, and we are so excited. Our date coming up is May 16th. It is in a new location. So this year we are going to be at the Hilton PBI by the Palm Beach Airport. So new big location. I know, Heather, right? Like we'll have to learn a whole new venue. This will be so exciting. So we are set. So it's going to be Saturday, May 16th. Mark your calendars. So registration is opening shortly. In fact, I was just playing in the webpage. So I can tell you that early bird is opening March 23rd. We just released the call for proposals that will be up on the website as well. So or the call for sessions and presenters. So if you would like to enter a proposal to complete a session this year, we would love to have you as a presenter as well. That is up and live right now. And we will have early birds starting on the 23rd. But the official date of the conference, everybody mark your calendars, is May 16th. May 16th.
Thank you so much. I did forget about that. It seems so far away, but it is not. It is not far away.
It is not.
Thank you, Erin. Okay. We do still have VPK resources, I think we've sent out, marketing resources, right, Aaron?
We do. So we still have the VPK kit available. If you're a VPK provider and you did not receive the kit, let us know. So the kit has ready to go social posts, emails, talking points, everything for VPK. We are still promoting VPK in a very large way. So if you're like, my goodness, you keep showing up in my feed. Yes, we do have ads going out. Thank you to our partner, the Children's Services Council, who has also, excuse me, been posting. What was that? They have also been posting with us through a couple more days this month. We love that they help us amplify that message. So we are really excited about VPK. VPK registration is continuing to run. So if you have a family that says, gosh, I just didn't do it yet, and you're starting to open your VPK program to take those enrollments, encourage them to apply online. They can do it right from our website, right from the homepage, just www.elcpalmbeach.org. So, Ms. Davis, easy. So if you tell us which site you're with, we will make sure you get the kit. And if you are not receiving our newsletter goes out to program leaders on the 5th of every month. There is a link in our newsletter to the VPK kit, but we'll make sure you get it. Just let us know which site. Also, we have a new professional development newsletter that is coming out around the 15th of this month. It will give you upcoming trainings, links to resources, information about the new registry. That'll be the 15th, and it will come to program leaders and also to anyone who is a part of the registry right now, or who has attended a coalition training in the last year. That's a pretty big group of folks. So we will be sending that out within a couple of days to share more information about professional development.
Wonderful.
All right, Atkins, perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you to all for taking your time. Thank you for our presenters today for presenting some great information. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy day to join us. We really appreciate all the hard work that you're doing in our community. Please take a moment and enjoy the beautiful weather that we're having. We're so lucky here in South Florida to be able to have this time of year and to be able to get outside and not be sticky. So thank you again. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk soon.